All right, everybody, better news today. So it's 11 p.m. It's Wednesday. Yeah, I think it's Wednesday. No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. So flew down from New York down to Virginia, drove out to Petersburg, got to play with the airplane today, and came back also. So the good news is from the FSDO. They called Oklahoma, got a verbal that the registration has been requested for, and that Oklahoma got that request. So one thing I did mess up, that flywire thing I was talking about before, flywire, it's not really a flywire, it's actually a temporary certificate Oklahoma sends as confirmation that they received the application. It actually takes a minute, but it is something that they only do for international. If you're within the United States, then what they do is they ask that the FSDO call them and get a verbal confirmation. Got that. Talked to the gentleman at the Richmond FSDO, and he is all super helpful, incredibly, my goodness, helpful. It's like, I want to get you in this airplane as soon as possible, and believe me, I also want to be in that position. So he said just give him a couple days to write up the new paperwork. So what new paperwork needs to be done, and what do you need to do? If you have an old airworthiness certificate, and I mean like this discoloration in the paper, this sucker. So two things had to be done. So one, it has a new tail number. So when you send out the request, you actually need to email the FSDO, and with a specific request, I always recommend talking to people on the phone as well, but they have to have a written request. So the request needs to specify that you're requesting a new airworthiness certificate for a tail number change, if that's the case, and an amendment or a change to your airworthiness certificate for major change. And then you put down, if it was a tail number change, you put down the old and the new tail number. Otherwise, they at least need to know the make, model, the registration number, and the serial number. So, along with having a copy of the old operation limitations, the old airworthiness, your registration or temporary certificate. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So all that gets sent in. Said it should take him a couple days, and then he's going to work with me on how I want my couple hours of prep time. So the next step is, once he issues me this airworthiness certificate, I'm going to have to fly off X amount of hours because of the major change. It's a phase 1 is what he's calling it. To be honest, I don't know the different phases, but yeah, it's a phase 1. It can range anywhere from 5 to 40 hours, where you have to fly the aircraft within a designated area that the FAA gives you, and he's working with me. So it'll either be a X amount of radius from Petersburg, Chesapeake, or he said, if I want, I can have a corridor between the two. So he's going to work with me later on this week to figure out that specific stuff. So good news is I should be able to fly my girl before December, so I'm a lot happier today. Other things we're working on, troubleshooting the radio. Yeah, I'm going to send some pictures of some awesome soldering job that I'm getting done for another friend. I just took him out to dinner because he's like, I'm just doing this for fun, which is really kind. So for those, I'm supporting the shirt. Actually, Danny, myself, and the gentleman helping me out, all three, we all showed up in the same shirts. So I wish I got a picture, I really do. But we're all in the same shirts. We're all working on airplane stuff. So it's a good day when you can say that. But I want to support International Aerobatics Club, because you're going to run into a whole bunch of people that are good people, and you'll get to work together to fix up airplanes, do some flying together. So it's fun. Yeah, we're troubleshooting the radio. Where we're at right now, the wiring was interesting. I'm going to say, if you are doing anything electrical, if the wire is not long enough, go to the store, get a longer wire, or cut another wire. Because splicing in multiple spots and soldering 5 wires together is not generally the way that you should do things. So, we found that, so we've been gutting out those and trying to fix it and all that. Now it's sitting on the bench. We redid a whole bunch of wiring for the push to talk to see if it'll work, trying to reset the thing, the radio to default factory settings so that we can then adjust it from there, and not sure if it's taking. So we're gonna call again tomorrow, see if it's taking. If it is taking, it actually needs to get sent back because it's got an issue with the transmission. That's our thought right now, and it's not really transmitting. It should show when the transmission on this radio, it should show it go up to halfway whenever you transmit over the radio. It's like maybe a fifth of the way, just a little bar, and then that's it. So talk to the company. It's a great radio company. Just it could have been that this aircraft was wired improperly. Maybe the power on it was improperly done. All those things wear on your radio over time. So really read the manual. If you skimp on the wires, if you use an automotive wires on an aircraft, be aware what you're causing. So automotive wires, they're cheap copper, right? And then they also don't have the shielding on it. If you look at an aviation wire, it has the wire that you would see on an automotive thing, right? Might have multiple wires in it, 2 or 3 or so. Then it's going to have like woven silver wires that shield it. And then it's going to have another isolation shield to it with your kind of your standard wire covering. So don't skimp on that stuff. I know that in experimental world you can do automotive parts. It is legal. I don't know necessarily that it's safe, unsafe, either or, but when the manual says use this specific type of wire, don't skimp on it, because what you're doing is you're causing an electrical component, your radio, that's $1,300 or more or less. You're going to cause damage to it over time, and you're not going to get the full longevity out of that radio. So it's possible that maybe this radio's already kind of gotten to that point. Fortunately, it's practically brand spanking new, so the company will just let us send it back. They'll fix it ideally and then get it back. So I don't think it'll cost anything, but then again, I wasn't the one that bought it, so I don't know how they're gonna work that. Talking about costs, no, I don't know how much all this is gonna ring up to, but I'll keep you guys posted on that, and talk to y'all later. I'm gonna hit the bed so I can get back at it early tomorrow, work out, and get to Petersburg, get working on this airplane, get this radio fixed. Talk to y'all later. Bye.